Alright, so now we're done with our initial character design. And this character will be our first enemy character. And it is the um, enemy named Anger. So at the moment we have 7 classes of enemies. And this will be our first, just so we could test it out in our demo and see how we can, you know, improve our workflow in creating our characters. So my next step from here is to replicate this character, but create individual drawings for individual moving parts of the character. And so I'm thinking of how we're dividing this. Of course, I would imagine there would be the face, which is at the same time the body of the character, and then I would have a different drawing for the eyes. And I'm still thinking whether I would put the brow separate from the eyes or not, so it would wiggle or whatever facial expression I'd like to do later on. Um, I think I can do that. Um, and even maybe have the, I don't know what you call this, retina, separate from the whole eye. Yeah. And then, of course, we have the individual parts of the legs, which for this character has 6, not legs, but I don't know what you call them, but yeah, legs or feet, um, with 2 parts each. But I would do it symmetrically. That way, the character would well, it would be easier for me, and have it look very um, very symmetrical um, as a character. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. I would let's see if I need to speed up this video. All right, let me do that, and let me pause my audio for now. Alright, so now we have our first anime character and part and some of the individual parts of the body. Um, so, in OpenToonz, you'd have to have separate columns, separate drawings for each part that would move separately from everything else. So now I have the body, the head, which is also the body. I have the eyeballs, or I don't know what you call that, but I'm just calling it eyeballs at the moment. And then I have the eye, or the retina of the eye, and then individually right and left. And then I have the brow, and then I just needed some fill behind the brow hair, so I separated the brow hair from the brow itself, and I called it brow background. So that's it. I would need to, but before I move forward with the legs, I'd like to um, fix the bone structure. So on this stage schematic here, it would dictate the movement later on for our character animation. So this is basically the skeleton of the character. So now I would want the head to be the main root bone, and then connected to that would be the eyeballs. I would, but since I'm thinking if the eyeballs would move with the brow. Mm, yeah, I think I'd have to move it. Sorry. So that would be head, and then brow, and then eyeballs. But of course, I could, since the eyeballs is a different drawing that can move independently if I want to. But by default, it would move with the brow. And then as part of the brow would be the brow background. That one I probably won't move um, in itself, but it would move with the brow. And then connected to the eyeballs would be the left eye and the right eye. So if you, just to see how it works, if you do this, for example, oops, sorry, let's move the head. If we move the head, then everything would move with it. But if you move the brow, everything below the brow would move with it. Oops, sorry. See, there you go. Okay, so now let's move forward with our legs. I'm pretty happy with this so far. I can maybe some stylized lines around the body, and then we could move forward with everything else. Okay, so I think our new enemy character is complete. The next step would be fixing the skeleton for the character. Now, but before that, I decided to add more details on different parts of the body. Um, I just want to see how much bring at least the right differentiate some parts on the right versus the left. So I added separately the details and lines, and more like maybe more like how natural skin, or in this case probably a shell, would have scratches and ridges, which would make them unique from the other parts of the body. And let's see, I think this one isn't standing right. So we have to fix that before we do the bones. Where is that? I think it will be this one. No. Wrong. Alright. This one is sitting too close to the body. And if that's... how come we're... Okay, I think it's the upper left leg A that's having this problem. This one's too far out compared to this one. So that should move. Oops. What did I just do? Alright. Select. Let me see if I'm on the right layer. That's right. Here you go, select. And then we're moving it towards the right. Okay. So, okay, this one, see if we could move slightly to the left. So I just want to see how that the wrinkle in the joint would look like. Let's hide you. Whoops. Hide you. Okay, it's not bad. I mean, we could slightly move that around later, but I think we can work with this. Okay, so now let's go ahead and fix the bones. I would start with... Okay, let's start with the body. And still have the body for... Oh, sorry, the head / body as a root bone. This one is arm R2. So R2, arm R2 should be under arm R1. And arm R1 should be under head. So this one should connect to that one. Let's look for arm L1. There we go. That should connect to the body. And then let's do arm L2. Go. I think the arms should be good. That's a lot. Okay, let's do this so we can see it better. We have leg. Okay, I like the left arm, right arm. Let's do. Okay, let's do arm for right first. Arm. Okay, leg R1. This is leg B. Let's get the leg A. Although this one goes in there. Leg B R2. This is leg A R2. Leg A R1. So leg A R1. AR2, and then we need to do leg B, R1. Leg B, oh, this is leg B, L1. This is leg B, okay. Leg B, R1, leg B, R2, okay. Sorry, I just missed that. I already did it. So leg, now we go left. Let's get the arm first. See if we can group them together. Okay, I don't need that, but and maybe I can use that when you have like really complicated skeletons. But for this one, I don't think I need to group things up. Okay, leg A L1, let's go leg A L2. And then everything's connected to the head. Now this one, last two. Leg B L2 is connected to leg B L1, which is connected to head. Okay, that's should be the schematic. Now to use that, the significance would be where we put the center. So we go select the drawing or the column that you need to set the center of, and okay, I'd like it to be more in the center of gravity. Just, I would say a little bit over. From there, let's start with the arms. Arm right, upper arm right, and the pivot point, the center, which should be right there, because that's where the joint is. And then you go next one, connect. So the thing, how it works is you do, once you go inverse kinematics, you can actually move it like, you know, like attacks or whatever, and it does that. So that's really, really handy. Yeah, I'll fix that later. Okay, that's how it is. All right, let's continue with our fixing our skeleton. Oh, let's do the brows. So the brows, okay, the brow, just slightly above that, or let's just leave it. I would keep it that way because it's right in there, as same as the brow background. The eyes, I would also leave it there because that's, I can imagine the eyeballs swinging, or I'm going up and down, but really that's the center of gravity for it. Now the eye, okay, so the right eye, which is this one, I would put in the corner because I can imagine, I just have to think about what animations do I need for this drawing, and then go from there. Because if I rotate it, if I have the center right there, for example, and then later on I decide to animate it, animate, then you would see there's not much change in it if I do that. So now I would have to think about what animations would I use it for, and then put the center, put the pivot point towards that where it makes most sense. So okay, let's try here. Alright, so let's try that. Let's see what animation can we do with this. Okay, so I would imagine it going this way maybe when dying. Maybe when dying I would, whatever. But I would have it, no, undo. Because I wanted to be able to look to the right and to the left. And for me to do that, I would need centers. Should be right, should be right, okay. Eyeball, center should be, okay. Let's see how this works. Animate. Oh. Okay, wrong. I changed the wrong eyeball, or the eye. Right. Alright, so let's get that center over here. See how much change we can do. Try to animate. I don't mind that. It's actually pretty creepy. Okay. So I don't want it to swing too. Oops. So I'd like it to stay within the yellow part. So maybe we can move over here. See how that looks like. There you go. Way better. Yeah, I know it looks weird, but yeah, I think that's a look we're looking for. All right, so for the next one, let's change the center. Oh, let's see where that one is. 1, 2, okay, almost is smacked in the middle. So maybe we can go right there. 3, maybe adjust it a bit. Okay, pretty happy with that. Let's do, okay, let's do the leg A1. And I would go with the right. And then leg B would be right. Sorry, leg A2 would be right there. Leg A3. Let's hide this so I can see it better. Leg A3, which is this one. Let's move the center right there. And then leg B, okay. Leg B2 would be right there. Alright, let's see what we got. Let's test our stuff for animation. Okay, when this moves, everything moves. Let's try this one. Moves right there. Alright. That's funny, but that's okay. Alright, I think it's working as we want it to. Okay. Let's see. Oops. Let's do the rest. center. Right there. Should be right here. I'd like this to be about the same spot, same right there. Okay, same spot as the other side, especially this one, because once you animate it and then you have your character, leaning on one side or swinging, the disproportion of the bones would be more obvious. So I would be critical, at least for these ones. See how much big of a difference that from there would be this one. Okay, right, almost at the corner. All right, we should go this way. We have the last two. Again, go, and then I would go right this one. Oh, I think right, wrong. Let's use that, hide it. Now let's click that again. And you should be right. Oops. Should be right about there. In the background, I'm not that critical because they're not as visible. It's the front legs. Okay, let's check. Save. See our animation. Alright, I'm liking it so far. Could go good. Could go up. Yay! I think we're good. We're good with it. And perhaps I could do a very quick idle animation. Let's try that. Enough. Animation. Okay, I would go animation 24. I usually do 24 frames, 24 frames per second. So but this motion is slower, so let's do 24, 32, 20, 12, 24, 36. Let's do 36 frames. First I would go, okay, I think we can hide this now or delete this. The drawing would be stored anyway as the character right there. I would delete this and give every drawing a key, animation key, and you would press Z to do that. And the reason you're doing that is because you want to preserve whatever original post that you have. And then copy. So we said we will have 36 frames for this idle animation. Let's go 1, 36, fill in, empty, and then we go paste the keys. Alright, so since this is a relatively long animation, I would want it to have at least 12, 24, 36. Every 12 frames I would do one pose, almost like a swing. I'm imagining hold on, one, right, left, one, two, okay. So I would imagine this anger character would go swing. First 12 frames would go swing slightly to the right. Sorry, so we have the. Okay, so we will have the head slightly go down for the main position. We can go. All right, let's go adjust it here, column 13, Y. So I do a translation on the first keyframe. I would go minus 0.25. Okay. No, I would go with minus 0.35. I would do the legs up a bit. Let's do animation. Sorry, inverse kinematics. Up a bit. Up. Everything. Let's see. And then, whoop. I like this to be, no, it's okay. Let's go. I really like how that there you go. How it's showing the like a almost like a ghost. It's showing how different the other frames are. Over the animation, but this one, let's do copy all our keyframes. Okay, actually this keyframe would go, this would be height, so this would go in 12 and 1224. Let's try that. And last keyframe would do that. Oh, delete, and you would go. Let's see. There you go. But since it's a long animation, I would go with, so it would be roughly 1.5 second per cycle because it's at 24 frames and we're doing 36. So what I would do is next would be differentiate this. If this is 0, let's do X translation minus 0.25. Oops, sorry, minus 0.25, not 0.25. So it would be translating, see how it's moving to the right a bit? So down, up, oh, sorry, to the left. So left, and I would do a quick cycle in the middle. So 12 plus 6 would be 18. On the 18th frame, I'd like it to go back to the default position. Oops. Edit paste. I like it that the frames are moving, so again, let's do that. Copy. Let's do it on 18. And everything in here should move back. Alright, let's see what you got. Cycle. Okay, it's too snappy for my... But let's do 24 plus 6, that will be 30. Okay, see how that goes. Okay, and I think so the animations here in the middle are too close to each other. If we have 36, I would divide it into 36, 18, 9. Okay, let's do 9. Let's move these guys to 9th frame. So that would be equidistant from each other. 30, 36, so we got 9, 18, no. I would divide it by 4, 1, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4. And why do I have 5? Nine, 18. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm kind of lost right now. Okay, this one. Let's see. What am I doing wrong? 18. So you go down, and then on the 9th, you go up. On the 18th, you go down again, and then on the... Okay, I think this is where I'm... On the... It should be 18 plus 9, 9, 18, 27. Should be... Okay, let's take this out. 27 should be 0.25. Sorry, 0.25 and 0. Okay, delete that. Should be 0, and this should be 0. Alright, it's moving around, but I think this is what I want. I'd like the feet to stay on the same spot all throughout. That means if I go here and I go split you back, I don't know why you're there, but oops, sorry. Alright, let's delete everything. Because 9 is where the confusion is. All right, so in here, body. Okay, so this one, up, down. Okay, what I'll do is I'll do a spotting for the arms and the legs. I think that's what getting me confused. 18 would be right there. The arm should be right there. Feet. Let's do an additional guide for the okay, this one's too wide, so maybe we can move a bit. There we go. Let me see, make sure I don't touch my defaults. Good. So 18 would be that, 19 would be this. So if 18 is right there, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, good. This should be by default right there, because I don't want it to move. And then we go copy that to our bottom. Good. All right. Up. Let's fix it again. One's too far out. Far out. This is too far out. Okay. Okay, so there's just one more set of frames. That would be frame 27. Let's fix our character. Oh yeah, be right there. All right, let's see how it looks. Oops, it's one leg that's sliding. It'll be this right here, sliding this way. See what you got. Yeah, I kind of like that. I think I'd like the eyes to move a bit. Okay, I'll do a translation. Let's do a translation on column 17. Y. I'd like this to be slightly higher. So go 0.15, and as it goes down, 0, and as it goes up again, 0.15. Now I'd like this to be delayed, so you'd have that parallax effect. So if it goes down, how many frames? All right, let's see. This one I don't think we need frames so for now. So so I don't get confused. There you go. It's bobbing, so the eyes would look like they're bobbing. Now, okay, let's do the same effect in here, and further I would want it to, let's see, column 14, I would want it to have, no, column 14 I would want to have 0.05. Let's try 0.1. Let's exaggerate a bit. And then here would be, oops, 0.1. This would be 0. This would be 0.1. But now I want it to be delayed for 1 frame. So, alright. There you go. It's almost like bouncing. I like that effect. Last would be the eyes. I'm thinking if I would give it the lazy eye, but almost like widening. Okay, let's do X and Y change. So that would be column 15, X and Y. Let's do 0.5, no, minus 0.05. And then minus 0.05. So we'd go down and go left. And the other one, column 16, X and Y, would go right. And it would go minus point down. And then we go do that, copy that right there. Okay, sorry, 2, not 2. Copy the default ones, which is 0, and then copy the 2 keyframes again. Alright, let's see. Yeah, okay. I would exaggerate the eyes, the cornea. I think there should be called the cornea. I should emphasize that a bit. So I would go, sorry, X should be 0.1 and go 0.1. This should go minus 0.1 and minus 0.1. See how that looks. Almost like it's banging. Well, I think it fits the character perfectly. It's an anger character, and it bangs its corneas like that. Yeah, I'm liking it. Let's see, I'd like to experiment on how this would look if I change the color of the mouth. Somehow it doesn't sit right with me. If I do that, no. How about yellow? Okay, maybe just red, and then let's give it some lines in the middle. I I just don't want to lose this shape. It looks like a mouth, so my intention would be it's angry and it's grumpy and it never smiles. So that's what I wanted. I didn't want it to look like a mustache, because if I do this, now you have like pseudo mustache. So let's see if I could do how it looks with some sketches in there. Oops, I have the wrong column again. See how it looks with some smiling lines. I don't know what's happening here. Bold. Animation. I have the right column. Why is it disappearing? Oh, okay. I'm not on the main keyframe. Let's see. Okay, it says. So I forgot that I had to be on the first frame to do changes to the drawing. Okay, let's do some smiling lines, or in this case frowning lines. Start with that, and then we can modify as we go. Still missing something in here. Let's see if we do that. I'm liking where it's going, but still feel like there's something lacking. Okay. How about we do that? Oops. How about we make it yellow? It's very prickly. All right. See how it looks. Oh, I think it's giving it more character. It's almost like a double frowning mouth. I like that. I think it's giving a bit more detail without taking too much attention from the eyes, because I want the eyes to be the focal point, and that's where we're gonna have most of the character facial expression changes anyway. So now I'm thinking if I should do the mouth, have them move separately from the face. I think I should do that. It's just, it's gonna be, I'm gonna thank myself for doing it later on. I know that means I would have to go select. Okay, let's do mouth. F mouth, and then we go there, select our drawings. Okay, maybe we could take the left lines with us, X, and then we go paste. Let's make sure we're giving it the right center. Center would be right there. Yeah, right there. And then for the schematic, the mouth should be part of the head. And then we go. Yeah, let's just put it this way. Now, with that done, let's do keyframes. Fill empty keyframes. Oh, they have like keyframes going down. Good. Now the mouth I can move separately, and I can give it that parallax effect too. Let's put keyframe and keyframe. Let's do the same right here. That'll be the middle. 18. And in here, I would want it to go, okay, what column is this now? 14. Let's open up 14. And then I just go Y, up and down. Where is 14? Okay. So in there, I would go +5. And maybe this one, I don't need the parallax. Let's see. This would be positive 0.1. And the other one, nine is positive 1. 32, okay, 35 would be minus 0.1. Okay, exaggerate, minus 0.15. And then we'd go right there. Frame 27 would be positive 0.1. Oops, that's not it. Let's go positive 0.1, 0.15. All right, let's see how it looks. Okay, we want that parallax effect. So let's delay it by 2 frames. 2 frames and 2 frames. It's not enough. Let's do, how about we not delay it, but all right. Delay's better. 3 frames. 3 frames. I'm liking that. Yeah, I think that will work. And I'm excited to bring this out into our Unreal Engine 5 game to test it. $240. That means it will be pretty small. Okay, so now let's render it. Output. settings. That's fine. Okay, let's render 36 frames. Oops. I have everything in. I do not have that in there. Again, preview settings, render output settings. Where am I? Where is it going? Character TIFF options. Okay, let's change the file type to PNG. Character, and then we got outputs. Okay, let's make this F underscore front idle. Sorry, let's go enemy anger, let's give it a type because I'm thinking of having three variants, three levels. I would call this anger C because this would be the master, so I would do like a medium size and then a small size, almost like a evolving Pokemon. This one would be anger C because this would be level C, anger enemy, and this is front facing, and this would be idle, front idle. Let's start with that, and I would rename my scene to this one. All right, camera 1, where is my file? Anger enemy output. I don't know whether it's file setting, outputs, sandbox, not in the sandbox. It would be right there. Choose F idle. Okay, let's try that. Now it should show up in there. Okay, good. Now let's do folder front idle. Now previously I have my characters imported as resized into 240, but since I'm using 240 for characters, I would want this to be relatively bigger than the character, and this is a type C character. That means I would do, let's go for 360 by 360 pixels. So our resize. There we go. And then let's open our project. All right, we have that. Now let's go enemy anger sprites. Okay, let's do enemy or folder for enemies. Let's go enemy anger. Yeah, let's go with anger. And then we go, what do you have in here? Anger front. Let's go anger. No, anger type C. Maybe you could go anger C. No, anger C. You know what? Let's do this. let's rename this anger C. I don't need to group them together. C. And then we go new folder, anger C, front. Oops, anger C, front. And this would be anger C. Alright, that's C, front, idle. Inside that, I would put the images and import our file. So back, front, idle. And it's now 360. See how big that looks like. Apply paper 2D settings. Let's create sprites. From there, let's create a flipbook. That would be paper flipbook, anger C, front, idle. Let's take that out so it's easier. And I would change the frame to 24. Ooh, that looks nice. Pretty happy about that. Okay, let's implement it on our player. Enemy anger. Now we need to rename this. FHL enemy anger underscore C. You've been promoted. Alright, let's go anger. Ooh, that's big. Okay. Let's see how big that is compared to our player. Ooh, that's big. That's huge. Okay, looks like we need to resize 240, 360. I want it to visible. Oh, okay. I think that's because the previous sprite was set to 4. There you go. Okay. The previous sprite was set to 4, scaled to 4 times. So now am I doing it right? Alright, let's go 0. And let's go 75. See how that looks. I mean, I would go see. Oops. What's up with this? Lifespan. It's not blueprint writable. Okay, need to fix something in my C++ code. I think I must have changed it before saving, so let's do that right now. So the thing is, it's modifying a variable in the C++ file, but apparently I set it to not blueprint writable, so I have to change that. Initial lifespan, which is weird. I usually don't touch that. And this would be CMBT base attack object reference. Okay. Base controller. Let's close that. Base attack. There you go. Duration is read write damage sphere range. Okay. Sorry, CM combat base attack object reference. Okay. It would be attack object. Base attack duration would be, oh, okay, so we're not modifying a variable within this class, but we're modifying a variable within the base attack effect actor. So that should be right here, blueprint read and write. So I'm not getting why it's complaining edit anywhere. Category attack properties. So let's rebuild it. Let's see. All right, it's built. Let's see if there's any change. Maybe I need to close this again. See if we could that fix it. Okay. See if I still have the error. Set initial lifespan. I don't. Blueprint lifespan within base attack effect actor. So let's close that and we go anger. Let's go combat and then assigned attack. Attack sword. So now when the character or the AI decides to attack, it would spawn combat damage sphere and combat base attack effect actor. Oh, okay. Let's see if this has something to do with this, which is a child actor. Attack properties lifespan is 1. How about we take this out? See if that works. And it's done building. Sorry, I had to pause the video. I still don't know what's causing this. Lifespan 1. Initial lifespan. Okay. Where is it taking its initial lifespan? Where? Initial lifespan. Set get initial lifespan. causes actor. Okay, let's do it again. It should only be lifespan, and we don't have a custom variable here, so okay. I think I'm editing the wrong variable. All right, that's it's done building. Where are you taken? Good. Check properties. Lifespan. Sorry, set lifespan. The duration would be the lifespan. And by the way, this variable, I'm using this variable to automate how the actor is destroyed. So using that lifespan variable, attack effect actor, I can then set how long before that actor is destroyed, right there. So timer using the lifespan within this timer, after which I would run the destroy actor function. I know there's a built-in destroy actor function within Blueprint, but I'm just thinking I tried using that, but I'm getting some errors, so I decided to use it here instead, and I think it will end up very slightly faster and cheaper for the computer to process. So I do that, and then whenever this actor is created, automatically within the C++ file, it would get destroyed after the lifespan. Now, what this actor is actually an effect. It's paper flip book actor, and I'm using this to I'm using this at the moment to create an actor for just for the effects. So you see, whenever you have what's that again? Oops. All right. So whenever the actor or the player attacks, I'd like it to show a feedback to the player, and I'm doing that with this effect to show the player where the effect is taking place. So if we do initial lifespan, okay, I'm updating the wrong variable for this one too. Set lifespan. Oh, I know. I renamed the variable sometime yesterday, and that's what's causing the error. Because right now, I have initial lifespan. I know I do. Okay. I just brought out the wrong variable. Called the wrong variable. Okay. So lifespan. Right now, if I show you this sphere, so the effect is actually taking place. The effect attacking actually creates a damage sphere, and to show the player that damage sphere, I'm giving it a flipbook actor at the same spot. So the actor actually sees where he's or she's hitting. So if we implement that, we do have this nasty looking. There we go. It's still using the old one. Alright. Okay, I need to update that, but I think that's here. You know what I mean. That's fixed. That's fixed. That's fixed. Let's go to anger. So whenever the enemy is hit, it would go through different stages as well. For this one, whenever it's hit by a damage sphere, and that damage sphere is valid, meaning it's not coming from himself or from another enemy, meaning it's coming from the player, then it would take damage. When it takes damage, it changes to disabled state, and the disabled state right now is the chameleon one. So I'd like to change that. I'd like to change everything in here just so I can delete this chameleon character. See how that works. So this one would not show a disabled state just because it's it doesn't have a disabled state animation yet. There you go. It's pretty big, so I think I need to change the sphere as well. The sphere size should be... Alright, let's do... half height should be 100. Let's move you... capsule 120. Nah, 110. 120. We'll see. And then I'll give it more, let's say 85, maybe 100, more spherical, 120, maybe 130. Oops. It won't. Half height. That should be fine. Let's try that. Okay. Those are... Alright, let's call one. So I have the... So I have this character following me. There you go. As long as it can keep up. There you go. Yeah. Okay. So the reason it can't attack back because of the it's because of the distance to the player. So I did some this character has a behavior tree, and based on the previous size of the sphere, I set the variables to be able to attack whenever it's close. But because we changed the sphere size to a bigger one, now it's farther from the center of the character, which means by the previous setting it can't attack yet, but at the same time it can't move closer to the player anymore because it's bigger. So I think we need to change that. Let's go defaults and AI behavior tree. And attack. Okay, key target. Let's try this attack. Get actor location. Let's go back. So update AI behavior. Okay, let's get when the controlled character is valid, meaning the AI is valid. Let's look up the state manager and the current state. Now, if the current state is found, then we move forward. Otherwise, we stop. Player state change into the current AI state. If it's dead, if it's not dead, then we move forward. Otherwise, I haven't specified yet, but it won't do anything at the moment. So now, once it's alive, we go check if the target key is valid. If it is valid, then we go get distance to target based on the target and the controlled AI character. Then we now have the distance to target, which is a local variable. Has attack type object and is in target attack range. So the thing is, at the moment, this I just don't want it to have a new behavior tree just because it has a bigger sphere. Now I want this range to change, and right now it's 100, to change depending on the radius of the capsule. So how about we get the character radius, controlled character, get sphere, get component by class, and then that will be sphere. Okay. Oh no, anger capsule component. Get capsule component. Is used for movement collision, which is being vertically aligned. Okay. Do I have to do a check? Current state. Okay, let's try that. Let's try it from here. Capsule component, and then get radius. Get capsule radius. And so now this is twice. Let's do half. So let's divide that. Divide by 2. That would mean the radius of the sphere, and then you add that 30. Let's see, this should now attack the character. Still not working. If the distance from the target is shorter than the capsule radius of the component, then it should attack. Let's see how the attack. Once it attacks, then it goes to this one, which is the attack task. It's a behavior tree task. That's right. So we go attack, get controlled pawn, cast to enemy base, get controller. Target is valid, and I even have a, what do you call that? I even have a debug here. Find, look at rotation, break vector, update, switch state by key. Okay, let's observe our Let's do this. Anger. Let's delete you. Target points are too far out, so let's move it right here. So we don't have to move too far. Alright, let's see if the character attacks back. Okay, maybe we need more. How about we do let's go back to the behavior tree node. Let's multiply that by 1.30%, 1.3. Alright. Still not working. So okay, let's debug. Debug our character. Approach. Okay, it's not able to switch from approach to attack. So there is something wrong with our switch. If distance to target is less than or equal to capsule radius divided by 2. Oops. Okay, that's why. That's because it's already radius, not diameter. So that should not be divided by 2, but it will be multiplied by 30% to give that buffer. Still not attacking. Approach. So it should approach and not able to attack. Move 2, move 2. Alright. Let's do radius plus 30. Approach. Still not able to attack. Range green out, move 2. How about we twice? Let's do twice. Let's do twice. Radius, capsule radius. Alright, it's attacking, but at the moment it's attacking within its circle. Which is weird. Oh, I know. Because the range is only 100. So it is detecting the character, but the attack range is smaller. So maybe the attack range can... You know what? Let's do this. Attack range should be able to adjust. Let's go 1.5. Let's do range, attack type object. And that's what it was, the range for the attack type object that's causing it to spawn a sphere within the character's collision sphere, which means it won't hit the character. So I should be able to, next thing to do would be to make sure that the attack type object attack range adjusts along with the character's sphere. That means it would be, the measurement would be from the surface of the attacker's sphere out to wherever direction it wants to attack to. So let's do that. Let's try 1.5 if it detects. It should, but there you go. Okay, so it does work with 1.5. Let's work with that for now. Capsule radius times 50%. as long so as whenever the character is 1.5 is closer, sorry, whenever the character is close to the enemy for a radius and half uh, from the character, then it would start attacking. So this time, if you look at the character behavior tree, there you go, it's patrolling because we have patrol points. Now that it detects the character, it's attacking. If we see the AI, it's approach, and then when it's close enough, it attacks. So now we need to change the attack range to be automatically adjusted depending on the character's radius, collision sphere radius. Let's go. Where do we go? Okay. Attack type sword, and it would be, there you go, range. So I would add to this range the attack owner's sphere. Oops, collision sphere. No, get collision. Okay, this is an actor. I would need to get the component. Alright, let's do it here. After everything, okay. We can do it here before it calls the component the paper flip book. Alright. Let's see. Get component by class. And that would be sphere. This is an actor. So this we're getting we're getting the capsule component, not sphere. That's why. Okay. Capsule component. And then we go get radius, capsule radius. From there we add the range. So that would be plus range. There you go. And I would do, because now it's we already added the capsule radius, I would go with less. Let's go 50 for sword attack. That means the capsule is created 50 units from the attacker's capsule surface. Let's see how that works. And it would be the same for our character here. Let's go. Oops. Gave it the wrong location. Okay. It did hit our character, right? It did. Good. So it spawned. Let's see. Oh, there's a blind spot. That's weird. Because it's bigger, maybe that's a good thing. Now that the character is bigger, it's having a harder time detecting the location of the player. Let's see how the player capsule looks like in the game. Ooh, that's huge. I did not know that. see how the capsule is. Okay, 1, 2, 3. It's pretty big. I wonder if I should narrow it down, maybe. Let's do that. Capsule radius 40. There you go. That should be fine. Only the hairs doing that. Let's see how the sphere is. Attack. So the character, okay, it did damage me. So it did come close, but it didn't attack. See, I know there's a dead spot. Okay. So it's slightly off. Alright, that's it's a very big sphere. Maybe the enemy sphere should be slightly smaller. How about that? That means you need to come contact with the okay, it's not showing any. See. Now it doesn't work. Okay. Let's go back to the behavior update. So now when it goes 1.5, oh, the sense radius 500. Approach. If distance to target is greater than empty the sense radius, then empty the target, and then it goes back to patrol. But I'd like it to attack. Once it attacks, once it's approaching. Okay, I don't want it to get stuck. Approach. Distance target is radius. How about we make the character, we change the attack conditions to its capsule component. Base object, okay, that's fine. State manager. Okay, current state. Okay, how about we do a check before it can attack? We need to make sure that there you go, it has an attack type object. That means we can take out the range. Okay, attack type object in this case is our sword, attack type sword. So what I'm trying to do here is I want to make sure that whoever uses the attack type sword, which by the way right now the player is also using, be able to adjust itself so that it's effective as attack type regardless of the size of the character. So okay, sprite range. So what I'm trying to do is modify the AI behavior based on whatever attack type it's using. So now for here, let's start with the range. Capsule radius times 5, and then you have the range. Okay, so how about we add the range to the capsule radius, and then because that's where the attack spheres are spawned, and then we use that if the character is close enough, meaning if the distance to the character is less than or equal to the capsule radius of the attacker and the range of the attack type object that it currently has, then it would attack. Alright. Oops. Why is it attacking? Alright. So the character is attacking. If the distance to the target is less than, oops, not multiply, but add. That's why it's thinking it can attack. Let's try that. Okay, now it's doing a patrol. Oops, not too close. So if you go close, then it approaches, but it doesn't attack again. How about we go capsule radius plus range less than or equal to, no, less than radius plus range. Alright, still not attacking. Alright. Maybe it's too much. Maybe we need to have this divided by 2. No, I think it's being affected by the target's sphere. That means if we get the target, get capsule, okay, get component by class, capsule component, and if it's invalid, it becomes 0 anyway. We need to subtract this. So capsule component, get radius, capsule radius, and then we subtract that from the range. No, we add that from into the distance. That means if the surface of the player character is close enough for the AI, then it can detect it. Let's see how that works. All right. Ooh, it is attacking, but now it's out of range. Okay. So that's the okay. How is it that it's attacking from okay, I want this to be smarter. Let's give it, how about we do, no, it's gonna be frustrating. I'm thinking of giving it a random distance from the player, but from the attacker. But then, if you're the player, it's gonna be annoying because you would have varying distance from player. So it's harder to aim your attacks that way. Okay, so the range is too high. How about we if it's 50, then the attack should now be okay. Where is that? Sword. Sword is range. Capsule radius plus range, and right now our range is 50. And why would the character be spawn it actor location and then vector, multiply that with the radius plus range. How about we do 50? Capsule radius 50. That means the attack is too far out. Let's try 35. Because even with our player, it's actually not bad. So let's see how this works. Oh, I know. Some of it are just too high up in there. I mean, for a melee attack, that shouldn't be too far out anyway, so. See? It's not counter-attacking. Alright. Maybe it's too high. Let's go anger. Capsule height should be 110. Alright, let's try that. Play. There you go. It's easier to hit the character. Okay. Let's see if we can kill you first. Oops. Okay, much better because of the sphere height. Alright. Let's see if I can kill this before it kills me. Ow. See if it has dead spots. Ooh. Yay. Okay. I think it makes much more sense. You know what? We can even do it sword range 25. With everything that we've been adding, it actually makes more sense. It's a melee attack, so there we go. See, oops. Oh, okay. Let's make some noise. Oh, this is a dead spot. Now, and maybe we can have it so when the enemy is hit 4 times, it has to move away, change positions, and then yeah, but I guess for now it's working really fine. Plus we've made our behaviors more adaptive to whoever is using them. And maybe later we'll have smaller, small characters with smaller capsule radius. Then our behavior would auto adjust based on that. And the same with our attack. And I would have to do the same for the newer attacks, maybe a magic attack or another, a longer sword attack. That means I would need to have more range and maybe, have the capsule in a different scale. But all right, that's it. I'm pretty happy with my idle animation for our new enemy character, Anger. And until next time, please don't forget to subscribe. This is Randy, and hope you have a good day. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.